So, I wanted to make a quick little video about a few things. I dug into the axles that I got at the swap meet. I saw a few upgrades on the outside, like a full Strc, knuckles, C-hubs, upper links and stuff for a Wraith. So I said, oh, I'll take that. So one of the upgrades was a diff cover that's, well, you can see it in the rear. Looks like that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll jack that. I take it off, and then I see that rear end has a locker and a gear in it. I'm like, okay, so I spin it. It's got an underdrive gear in it. I'm like, well, that's cool. And it has a really nice, I believe, what is a locked up locker, which is what I had in this to begin with. So I was like, well, I'll take that out. So I kind of set that to the side, and I got the front, and I got to working on that because I figured it's easier to unbolt the exterior stuff than do the interior stuff. I take that one off. Lo and behold, if that one doesn't have an overdrive gear in it, I was like, well, hell, I can use that. It also had a really nice clamping locker on it that has set screws that clamp down to both axle shafts. So, well, hell, that's awesome. So then I go to take that out. So I undo the clamps. I go to take the front axle shafts out because I realize that they are RC four-wheel drive XVDs. And then I realized that these housings have beef tubes in them. It's like, well, hell. So I go to look at the rear. I knock off the lockout real quick. They have beef tubes in them as well. So now my Jeep got a whole slew of upgrades for the axles. For, I don't think I paid a whole lot for those axles. I think I maybe paid like $100 for a front and two rears or something like that. I got all that stuff. So now the Jeep has XVDs in the front from RC Full Drive, a full STRC kit with C-hubs, the knuckles, the upper link. It has beef tubes, steel beef tubes in the front, and then has I believe it's a hot racing locker in the front, and then a Axial hardened overdrive kit. And then the rear has lockouts, steel beef tubes, the aluminum upper link that matches the rest of it, and then the underdrive and a locked up RC. It looks like it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I could be wrong. The locked up spool, and then the Axial underdrive. And then it also has the aluminum diff covers. So now I won't say they're bomb proof, because you could still break some stuff or whatever. But the axles are definitely heavily upgraded now. This thing weighs a little bit more. The front has some sort of link mount. I'm not really sure what they are. The rear has a Vanquish that I just realized I put on upside down. So that's cool. But it actually kind of works better that way because it tilts the pinion up a little bit by shortening that up. Anyway, I put it up on upside down, but it actually kind of looks a little better now because the pinion points up. So I'm not even going to worry about it. It may have shortened the wheelbase like a millimeter or something, maybe. Not much. So yeah, now the axles are pretty much as upgraded as you can get without getting a different housing, because now nothing in there is stock. I don't know what the rear shafts are. They looked a little different than our stock shaft, but who knows. So I'm going to take this out. We are going to beat the creek here in just a couple weeks. And I'm going to take this. I think Jimmy is going to take his 6 scale. And I'm going to say something on the page about going and doing 6 scale things and maybe make a video of just all 6 scale. I'll have to figure out what to do with my driver because he constantly falls out. I'll have to screw him in there, which I didn't really want to do, but it looks like that's what I'm going to have to do. So, but yeah, that's just a quick update with this. And if you know me at all in person, and then if you've been watching the channel for a little bit, A, thank you, but B, maybe you can see where this is going. The axles are now bomb proof. This thing is a little bit slower after I put these gears and axles in it. For whatever reason, I think the final rollout is honestly even lower or higher, lower. It's slower now that I have these AR60s in, even with the underdrive in the back and the taller tire. it's slower. It's geared down even farther now than it was with the smaller tires and the old axles. And, well, we've discussed how much I like high-powered things. So, this may be the last trip with the old brushed motor and the stock speed control, for sure. Maybe getting some upgrades here pretty soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may do a Mamba. I may do another Micro X with a BEC and another Slate. I now have 4 of those, and I love them. So maybe I don't do that. I don't know. I like to order them in pairs because I have lots of trucks still. But that's all. It is basically ready to go now. Just needs the driver screwed in, and we'll be ready to roll for Beat the Creek. And I'll just put up with the motor and not being brushless for a while, and we'll go from there. I hope you guys have a good day. I appreciate you watching. Make sure to check me out on Facebook, Bull and Built RC. There's a page you can like. Check me out on Instagram, Bull and Built RC as well. And if you want to, you can join my group. I'm slowly getting a couple people in there, I hope, and that is Bull and Built RC as well. So there's a group and a page on Facebook, and then also Instagram. And if you're not subscribed, do that if you want to. Ring the little bell if you find me that super cool, and I would thoroughly appreciate that. That way you get all my videos. That's it. You guys have a good day. Adios.